Welcome to the Software People Stories. I'm Shiv.
I'm Chitra.
And I'm Gayatri.
We bring you interesting, untold stories of people
Associated with the creation
Or consumption of software-based solutions.
You'll hear stories of what worked,
and sometimes what didn't,
you will also hear very personal experiences.
and insights that would trigger your thoughts
And inspire you to do even greater things.
I continue my conversation with C Subramanian, more affectionately known as CS in his circles, an accomplished banker and IT professional with international experience. CS's story is one of resilience, adaptation, and continuous learning. In the last episode, talks about his humble beginnings and how he sought stability through education and found opportunities in the banking sector. His journey into IT was marked by challenges and learning experiences, particularly during the implementation of banking software. He highlighted the pivotal role of taking on computer courses, which opened doors to new career paths. As he moved into project management, CS encountered new challenges but remained determined to succeed. He emphasized the significance of upgrading skills, adapting to new roles, and fostering teamwork. In this conversation, CS underscored the importance of self-confidence, perseverance, and continuous self-improvement in achieving career growth. His story is a testament to the power of resilience, learning, and seizing opportunities even in the face of doubts and obstacles. He emphasizes on teamwork and mentorship and underscores the value of collaboration and support in a professional development environment. Overall, you'll get valuable insights for navigating career transitions and achieving success in the ever-evolving landscape of the IT sector. Listen on.
These are all learning curves anybody will have. Now, these things are taught to people right from their college as part of curriculum, or initially they are pushed into the water.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not pushed into the water. I myself fell into the water when I was 50. So nobody pushed me inside. I just put me down into the water. When I was 50, started kicking my legs. Yeah, I could swim. So this I feel will take you places. I was content. So there were even thoughts. Few people even were advising me, why don't you take more challenging assignments or go higher in the ladder? I said enough. Because with children settled down, see, I had to be content with something else. I have a contented life. Yeah, I have achieved something in my life. I had the satisfaction when that old lady told me that you will travel abroad. I thought this was on a leisure trip or a personal trip. But I traveled officially. In fact, I will quote one instance. When I was in Dubai, I took my family, of course. Spouse, yes, I have to take. I took my son, daughter-in-law, and my daughter, who are all working to Dubai. Right? Generally, what happens? The children work there abroad. The parents go. I used to tell them, I was working there. So I sponsored your trip. You came to visit me when I was working. So that gave me a lot of satisfaction. So I am talking about my age as a father also. It gave me a lot of satisfaction. I think the family was happy. But one thing here is you should be prepared for sacrifices. I stayed away from my family for 10 years. Right? So you have to sacrifice something if you have to get something. But that sacrifice need not be too big. Somewhere you have to compromise. So I used to visit them frequently when I was in Chennai. When I was traveling, I could not come. For longer durations, I was in Mumbai. So Mumbai also, once in a month, I used to fly down to Bangalore. And these 10 years, I was all alone. Taking care of my needs, my requirements, my packaging, my washing, my keeping my house neat, my cooking, wherever possible, or taking care of my food. If you are really prepared to take challenges, there is no limit. In fact, sky is the limit. Even sky, in my words, I used to say, sky need not be a limit. It is limitless. But there are openings. You grab all the opportunities which come your way at any given point of time. Some may be hidden. There may be hidden agendas you do not know. I told the case, my getting into a job, bank job for security of life. Somebody told me that I see a hand of God in that. Right? In my postings, I have seen a hand of God. In the person who created my profile, I see a hand of God. So somebody is there to help you. So whenever somebody advises you something or says something, first, I'm not a motivational talker, but still I will urge even the youngsters or the seniors who want to get out of their line, join, take new fields, take more responsibilities, identify these opportunities, listen to what others say. Don't say no straight away. Listen to them. So God helps them, says them something through you. This is my thought process. If you listen to them, listen, think about it, what they say, what do they mean? You will see there is something is there. No, I'm not so sure. Had I rejected my friend's advice of creating my profile and my mail ID, which I would not have created on my own, I do not know. I would have just retired as a banker. I would not have moved out of this. So, okay, anyway, he is helping me. He helped me. So I have tried to do this to many of my friends, seniors or youngsters, youth in my career. So I used to talk about them, learn, be attentive, listen to what others say. Wherever you are, don't stick to your mindset. Think about others, what they say. Have an open mind. Listen to thought processes. Listen to things, what is happening around the world. Then decide what is best for you. You are the best person. Somebody can guide you, but take all advices. So I quit this career. It was 61 due to personal commitments in the family. I thought 10 years is a long period to be away from the family. So I was all along alone. I was only a visiting professor to my home in Bangalore. I was traveling. So then I thought, yes, children are settled in life, enough. So I decided to quit at that time. Even when I quit at that time, I had some couple of offers. At that point of time, even I was not particular about taking those assignments. We leave alone the monetary part of it. Again, this is my advice to people. After a certain age, don't take too much of responsibilities, too much of pressures for the sake of achieving something. I felt my conscience told me, yeah, I have achieved something in life. Enough. Be content with this. So don't go. So God has been helpful to you. People have been helpful to you. Yes, there'll be struggles. I never said there are no struggles. See, I have been only saying about the positive side. In fact, at one point of time, the pressure was too much. I do not know. I just put in my papers. I thought maybe I'll go for another job. That is also possible. Then I was asked, no, take back your papers. We'll change something internally. So there also I got a help. I could see the God's favoritism towards you, provided you accept it. Certain things you have to compromise, you have to adjust. Yeah. So there's a break point for anybody. Don't go to that level. But you can attain greater heights if you have that self-confidence in you. You always feel that there are people to help you, guide you, motivate you. I do this even to my children, to my friends, to the youngsters, even now. Even now, I stay in touch with many of my younger colleagues in my organization. They keep talking to me about so many things, including personal, their career. I always tell them, yeah, good. They say, sir, I have promoted, I have joined this organization. I just give them a bit of advice. Always grow, don't stagnate. It's growth, change, everything is a process which everybody has got to undergo in life at any point throughout your career. As a small kid, we grow, isn't it? Similarly, this is a growth organization. Then you define your goals. What level you want to reach? Where do you start? Now, my talk should definitely motivate people who are in their mid careers in an organization who want to take up a higher role. So just take it from me. Yes, nothing is impossible. But yes, you have to put in your best efforts. I would always say, put in your best effort, leave the rest to God. Just like what Krishna says in Gita. Do your duty and leave the rest to God. But be on the lookout for opportunities. Seize them with outstretched, both the hands outstretched. But you have to start learning. You cannot say, I will not grow, I will not do this, I do not do this. I don't want this. No, be open in whatever discussions you have. Somewhere you have to take flowers and brickbats. Yes, both will be there. Accept both. Ensure you don't get hurt by the brickbats. I'm 67 now. I quit when I was 61. I feel that. Even now I talk with so many people, with the youngsters. Tell them this is what money. And there were people who thought I cannot do it. I didn't want to prove them wrong and go back and say them that this is not possible. My thought process was, let me try, I will do it. Even in a bank or in a government, you can simply sit on the chair, pull on your ears. OEARS cannot run our targets everywhere. You have to perform. Otherwise, you will be nowhere. I am reminded of an incident which I read in some Tamil magazine long back when in my younger days. The famous singer Isdas had to attend a performance concert in Chennai. He was at the Trivandrum airport in the morning or whatever time, I'm not sure. Okay. The flight was cancelled. The flight was cancelled. And there was no other flight. During those days, maybe Indian Airlines was the only airline and one or two flights. There were no subsequent flights to Chennai in which he can travel, go to Chennai and do the performance. He said, whatever I could do, I have done. So I couldn't come here to do the, I think it is a performance in Music Academy. So he couldn't perform there. So he said, it was not in my hands. Right? Now you may charter a flight and anyway, traveling from Trivandrum to Chennai in a couple of hours or 5 hours or 6 hours is not possible during those days. Forget it. So this had an impact on me. I felt do all your duty. If you go to the anywhere, you do your best, and beyond that you cannot do. See, that incident made me, all that he could do was make all arrangements for his travel on the day. But he couldn't travel to Chennai on that day. So there were two takeaways for me on this. Do your best and leave the rest to God. And think if anything is possible, which is in your hands, which you have not done. So what I would do is, in fact, after hearing about this incident, instead of traveling on that day, travel a day in advance, subject to your other program or other things being comfortable. So make your travel a bit earlier. Even now I do this. Even now I do this.
Okay.
For anything, I take it in advance, a bit advance, so that I have the time to think of an alternative.
Okay.
So this is where, so anywhere, any industry in your personal life or in your official life, while taking decisions, think in a bit advance, so that if that is not going to work, you will have time to try for an alternative. Instead of rushing to the railway station at a later time, if there's a traffic jam or there is a rain outside, you don't get a cab. Make your travel arrangements a bit earlier. This is one example. Do this for everything, even in your official career. Don't wait till the last moment. Plan things in advance so that something untoward happens or something new is forced on you. You have the cushion to think how this can be done, so that many of the problems can be solved. Don't say no at the last hour. Have time and the patience to think. And you need the time to think of alternatives. Let it be in your personal life or in your official life. So this, especially this incident, made an impact on me, and I could practice this in my official life itself especially during my IT career. Yeah,
Okay.
something may be there, something may be lurking. Suddenly, something may come across which you have to manage. So
Mhm.
be prepared for all this. Have a cushion for all those things. That's it. So save for a rainy day. So similarly, save your time so that you can plan something when required. So this is what I wanted to convey to the people who are listening to this podcast.
Yeah, very, very nice and very
Thank
inspiring. But I think you touched some of the questions that I thought I will ask you, particularly in terms of career and all that. Still, probably a couple of quick questions.
please.
One is when you started your career, when you said you went to Pollachi and all that, at that time you were kind of still a student, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, from whatever I understand of, say, the banking industry, is that it is highly regulated and lot of procedures are there which need to be followed. So, when you
Yes.
get into that kind of a system, what was the acceptance of this new kid who's fresh from college, trying and coming to tell me or work with me, saying they're not following procedures and all that? So, how did you address that?
You're talking about my experience in the bank.
Yes.
Yeah. I joined the bank. It was a rural branch. I was totally new to banking, and everything was manual. So, yeah, I knew nothing. So whatever my seniors, it's a small branch. It was basically a rural background with agricultural advances, savings accounts, and some deposits. So I had to listen to what my colleagues, we are only 4 or 5 of us.
Okay.
I took all the advice inputs from them. I never did anything on my own because I knew nothing. So they said, this is how the entries are made. This is how the transactions are done. This is how the balancing is to be done. This is how the interest is to be calculated. See, I know interest is I is equal to PNR by 100. I had studied this only in my mathematics classes for calculation and getting marks.
Yeah.
How do I apply this in a banking product? It can be a deposit or an advance. So how to do it correctly? There were no calculators. There were no multiple options there. We had to calculate 4,829 into 27. You had to multiply.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I had to do it manually on a piece of paper, do the interest correctly. And of course, there'll be a checker. Anywhere, there's always a maker checker in the banking industry. Nothing is a single process. It's a maker checker. So I had to do this correctly. If I do this wrong, it can lead to an income leakage from the bank. It can be a positive leakage or a negative leakage. Either way, it's a mistake on my part. So I learned all these, how to do it correctly, how to do the calculations, how to apply, how to fill up the loan papers, how to do the processing of a loan, all those things. Yeah, I learned from my colleagues. So that is why I said I knew nothing. I used to tell them, how should I do this? So I looked upon to my seniors or my manager for guidance. And wherever I had doubts, I had to ask them. I did not do anything on my own. I started doing certain things on my own when I was comfortable.
Okay.
Until you reach that comfort level, you require a mentor. As in religion, spirituality, they say you need a guru, a spiritual guru. Here, you need a mentor or a counselor to teach you all those things. Never go to the impression that I know I can do it. No, you may be wrong. I won't say you are wrong. You may be wrong.
Yeah.
Better get it corrected. See, my advice to many people, not only on this. See, I'm going to a new place. I do not know the route. I do not know how to go. I always feel I should get somebody's help. See that simply going on your own may serve the purpose, may not serve the purpose. But get somebody's help. A person on the way, a person walking on the road. Nowadays, people don't do this, right? But they also don't ask anybody. But they take the help of one lady, right? They always take the help of one lady. Should I say who is that lady?
Yeah, whatever name you've given her. Different people call her by different names.
Yeah. So you always Google, ask for the directions. So my logic is you cannot say I will go on my own. You can
Yeah.
never reach a destination on your own.
Mm.
You have to ask somebody or follow a map. Sometimes the map may be misleading. Sometimes the persons may also mislead. Learn from those experiences,
Mm.
right? Until you are comfortable with the route or you know the process, depend on somebody. Try to get the information from somebody.
Okay. Wonderful. Second question I had was when you said that you were involved in moving from branch to branch, helping them adopt and all that.
Yeah.
In those kind of situations, you also said that the resistance to change or whatever fears may be there about job loss, or sometimes saying that, what's in it for me? Is it going to make my job easier, or should I have to stay overnight to do all the data entry and all that? So how did you overcome those kind of, say, the non-technical kind of concerns and objections to
Yeah.
help the adoption?
Yeah. This is a challenge. In any industry, it was a challenge long back. I think now the challenges are less because people want to adapt change. They know there's no other option. So during those periods when we had a lot of seniors working in the branches, see, even at my age, see, at 50, I decided to change. I have to accept this change. There were people who were adamant, why should I do this? What is the benefit for me? So, but there were people who are also interested. It's all a 50-50. It's a combination of both. There were seniors who were interested. There were juniors who were not interested. Vice versa also were there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you have to convince them. I think most of them realize at some point of other, yes, we have to accept this, or else they have to go for either. See, slowly computerization is to take over the banking industry. This has been accepted at the highest level. This has to come down. So they had no other choice but to learn. There were people who were like me, they learned. So there were youngsters who were skeptic about it, what is all this required and all. But ultimately, but it was tough on us. We have to tell them politely, these are the advantages. This is how you have to do this. They will always compare the old with the new. We always do, right? Old with the new. Sir, the old system was behaving like this. Why should I do like this? So we have to tell them politely, yes, this is a change to the better. But there were some features which were not for the better. I will also accept that and tell them, but you don't have an option. So maybe we have to raise an STR, make a change request, and then solve this problem. Until then, I used to tell them, yeah, bear with this, but ensure that the advantages you take care of. There are so many advantages in the system. See, 4,829 into 24. How much time it will take for them to calculate?
Yeah.
Right? So we had to do it manually. Then came the battery operated calculators. Slowly we upgraded. No, nobody knows the tables, right? Even the children are not not taught the tables at the school level, if I am correct. I do. So that being the case, there are so many things, routine things, mundane things, where you need not break your head over certain things, which are good. Somewhere we have to learn how it is to be done. And I can also tell you, even if you teach them 10 times, they will not learn. They will say, no, this is not working. This is not nice. This is not good. There were people at the branch level who were enthusiastic about it. They accepted the change voluntarily, and they even suggested some improvements. They will show us that there's a better option by which we can do. Some we were not even aware. See, because that's what we cannot say we know everything. So then when they told this, yes, I used to thank them profusely. Thanks for your inputs. This will be helpful in the other scenarios also. Again, it's all a learning curve. If you are always willing to adapt, change, and learn, nothing like that. Don't be stubborn on anything. Be open. Have an open mind for everything. Look at things always in a different way, from not only from your perspective, but from the other's point of view also. They may also have a valid point to say. It may be good. Sometimes they may say something against the software or even about us. Just ignore. Our aim is to implement. That is, I used to tell them, this is my job. Whether you like it or not, I have been asked to implement. You have to take it. You cannot say no. You cannot say, I will not do this. Otherwise, you will not be able to do a transaction. There were hardly 1 or 2 cases who were very stubborn. Then we had to tell the management or the manager, sir, this person is not accepting. This is the way the system works. You have to accept. He cannot change it. See, it's a big organization.
Yeah.
It's a requirement of the organization. Yes, the bank has decided. See, they will say, why did you choose this software, that software? No, nothing is in our hands. It has been given to us. We have to take it. So this way, we had to do some counseling. So, but I ensured from my side, even with our team of implementing officers, we'll give them all the support for how long as they need. But they have to pick up things on their own, because there cannot be a spoon feeding 24/7. So once we implement in a branch, so they are on their own. I used to tell them the same thing. We have taught the kid how to walk. Now it is up to the kid to walk, run, jog, whatever they want. Now you know how to walk. You are not crawling. You know to walk, do whatever you want. That's it. So this, but yeah, we have to do some cajoling, but somewhere down the line, we have to be strict. This is how we have to proceed. They will say, I cannot sit because after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Then we should tell the parent, somebody should be available. We cannot be doing it on our own. It is required. This will happen in any public sector undertaking. But private sector, that concept itself is not at all there. I am very honest. We'll tell them, when we go to private sector, they are always available just like us 24/7. I won't say in a literal way. Yeah, they are available to take the challenges and do it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So the last question I had was related to 2 things that you mentioned. One, when you got into IT, it is not really work-life balance. There is no life. It is all work.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned that for about 10 years, when you took this plunge, it was almost like living alone. Right? In these kind of situations, are there any personal practices that have helped you, to stay calm or stay grounded?
Yeah. See, you have taken the plunge. I am in the pool. I have got 2 options: either to swim and enjoy the swimming, or the other option is raise your hands and say, I'm coming out, ask somebody for help, come out of that. So I chose the former. I know, life was not going to be easy, but there are benefits. Say, I'm talking not only of the financial benefits or the career benefits which I had, or the travel benefits. Yes. I had to talk to myself. I had to talk to myself and convince myself. I used to say, I used to read some books. I was not into that much of, I won't say Google reading or books on the net, or I read some books, some philosophical books or spiritual books, or a couple of Dale Carnegie series. So some motivational books I used to read. So these helped me a lot. Yes, if you have to survive, yes, maintain your coolness. See, for example, there are many occasions when at that age, the food was not comfortable to me. I had to manage. Okay, take something. Don't go on a empty stomach, or don't go hungry. You have to eat something, whether you like it or not. I need the energy. I know, as you rightly said, I had to be grounded. So reading these books, making yourself calm, accept changes, and then think coolly. Yeah, think cool, be cool. This helped me a lot. I am very honest. My mindset changed a lot in these 10 years. I had to adapt to so many things. So there is no use in getting frustrated or angry. It will not take you anywhere. So I thought, stay cool. There'll be a solution for everything. The solution need not be positive or need not work out in your view at all times. There may be situations where you cannot do anything. Simply take it as it is. Yeah. There were occasions where I had to take a beating. Take it. That's it. Hello?
Yeah.
There were occasions when, we were appreciated for our good work, take it. So,
That's really wonderful, CS. Thanks for coming and sharing your story as well as a lot of these practical tips. We very
yeah,
rarely hear things like reverse mentoring that you mentioned, or taking a plunge into new areas. Age is not really a matter. It's very inspiring. I'm sure that our listeners will derive quite a few points. That will be very useful.
yeah. Thanks, Shiva, for this opportunity. Yeah, I think if somebody is benefited by these few words, if they are able to take it forward, I'll be the happiest person. Thanks a lot, Shiva.
Yeah, thanks.
We thank Siddharth for the music and Anita for promoting the Software People stories.
If you like this episode,
Please subscribe on your favorite podcast client.
And spread the word in your network.
if you'd like to share your story,
Contact us at podcasts@pm-powerconsulting.com.